All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Nerd Holes. Continuing on our discussion of Dragon Ball Z. This is the first section of the Namek Saga, I believe. So we finished the Vegeta Saga. We're in the Namek Saga. Yeah. So there's lots of stuff that happens on Namek, but they break it down into like a couple different categories, basically.
Okay.
So basically, this one is just getting your feet wet and seeing what Namek is like. It's
Drenched.
pretty, it's it's pretty, it's pretty cool. So we are covering episodes 40 to 41. So that's what I watched anyway. So why don't you, Will, just tell us what you thought like you always do?
Yeah. Um, I think in general it was all right. It was a little slower just because I don't know where it's going, so it's hard
Hmm.
to gauge like are we going to be here for a minute and like spend time in this thing and all that, or is this like is something new about to start like really really soon. So
Hmm.
but I didn't dislike it. I just found it kind of just slower paced until probably the last like two or three episodes.
Yeah. So the last time in the second half of the Vegeta saga where we left off was the Krillin, Bulma, and Gohan get like captured on board that spaceship by all those kids.
Right.
And it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I kind of was like, is this going to be like the Tsunami Kids where they just show up in an episode and then that's it?
Basically. Basically. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that? Because I forgot that that even was a thing.
Like it obviously has a thing where it's like it's setting up the idea that I think they name drop Frieza in that
They
section.
do. They do, yeah.
So it kind of sets up that like, oh, something sinister is kind of happening behind the scenes, and that like them trying to get the Dragon Balls and bring back their friends and all that is like
Yeah.
it's a thing where, you're waiting for this thing to happen for them to come back, but kind of at the same token, like they're setting up another bad guy essentially.
Hmm.
So I didn't dislike it. I found that to be more interesting than when we get to like the weird, I don't know, like slug guys. I don't know what those guys were, but
Oh, yeah.
I had a harder time with that stretch than the kids. 'Cause
That's
the
that
kids were like
stretch.
one or two episodes, and that was like it.
Yeah, so we left off on the that episode where you meet the kids, and the next episode is like they resolve it. They like
Yeah,
help
okay.
them save the ship, and it's like we're on the run because like all of our parents were killed by Frieza.
Right.
They're like, okay, cool, got it.
Got it.
That was a lot better than I was anticipating it to be.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude, that the like fake Namek,
Yeah,
like 4 episode, 3 episodes, 4 episodes.
it was a bit.
It's gotta be filler. It's
It
gotta
was
be
rough
filler
because
stuff.
for a long time I thought that I didn't think they were on Namek because
Yeah.
the kid or somebody says to them like, "Oh, make sure you don't
Hmm.
do this thing," and then they get cut off, and then And the next thing you know, Bulma's like, "Here it is, we're doing it." And I was like,
Yeah, and the
mm,
ship's like very much flashing that like warning thing, and she's
"Right,
yelling at Krillin that he's an idiot, and
right,
she's a master of space travel now because
yeah." She's
she's
so good
amazing.
at it.
Yeah. Did she get any less annoying to you or more annoying to you
No,
this
I
arc?
really didn't like Bulma like at
Yeah.
all in this stretch.
Yeah. She doesn't get any better this stretch.
It was rough. There were a couple things that I was just like, okay,
It's I don't get it. It's like you know, she's always kind of been annoying, but she was at least
sure,
funny. But in
right,
this arc, it's very much like she's incapable of doing anything, and then
yeah,
she yells at Krillin and Gohan to do stuff.
right,
And it's just
constantly,
constantly like that's the joke.
right,
The joke is just she's awful. And it's like, okay.
because she's like a princess, and I'm like, but we just spent all this time like in Dragon Ball, kind of like indicating that like, yeah, she's a little bit like, oh, I broke my nail, but she's not like
Mhm.
that terrible
Oh,
though.
she's a diva in this section. She's
That's what I
awful.
mean. Yeah, weird.
She's all like freaked out about being in the cave.
Right.
And then she just is in a full house in the bathtub while like Krillin and Gohan are out like fighting
Yes.
and it's just like, where have you been? Why, you know, you left me here. It's like, and she's the one that wanted to go. Like she's the one
Right.
that was going. So it's very annoying, and uh, it annoys me deeply.
Do you think that that's like a Toriyama like wrote it like that, or do you think the show is just making
I
it up?
don't know. I don't know. I think it's a mix of Toriyama writing and also like voice acting for her
Mm-hmm.
is over the top.
I can see that.
I like the voice actor for Bulma, and Bulma doesn't she's a good character. It's like
Yeah, like
she gets better
up
too.
until like this recent stretch, I didn't really have a problem with
She's
her.
really bad. She's really bad in the Namek Saga. Even like going from Dragon Ball to this, like liking Bulma, it's still for me is like I really don't like her in this section, like at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because it's just like realistically, like what is she doing there other than like she's the smart one? Like
Right.
she's not gonna like help them fight Vegeta and Frieza. So
Right.
it's
Right.
like,
Apparently not.
well,
Right.
you
Yeah.
stay here in the cave then, or else you're gonna get killed. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know, like what do you want us to do? You want us to sit here too? Like why did we cut? What's the point? Why did we come here? If we're all
Right.
just gonna hide in this cave, what are we
What are
doing?
we doing? Yeah. Yep.
Um, yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Did you did you did you think that like our group was just gonna fly in dynamic and like get the Dragon Balls and nobody else would be looking for Dragon Balls?
No, I didn't think that for a second. No. 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 I did.
Yeah.
There was one thing that happened, and I was surprised by. Oh, it was how quickly Vegeta like
Mm,
rebounds.
yeah.
I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I thought like Goku being in the hospital and like bandaged up, and like Goku being in like the back to tank equivalent
Hmm.
was gonna be like a side by side kind of thing, and like when
Yeah.
Vegeta was ready, Goku was ready kind of thing. I didn't expect by an arc stretch of it doing it where it's like I'm literally watching Vegeta like fight
Yeah.
more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's cool because they really kind of get into like, well, you know, when everyone's like, "Oh, I don't how is Vegeta stronger?" and Frieza's like, "It's he has battle experience. He's been on the front line.
Right, right, right,
Like every time he gets more experience in battle. Like it's all he does is fight.
right.
Like why wouldn't he be stronger, right?
Yeah,
But it's cool. You can see how like Toriyama is making like Vegeta. He's not the he's not the worst person here. He does some pretty horrible things even in this stretch. He murders that entire village basically.
well, yeah,
But like he's not really the main bad guy.
Not so much, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like so now you have Vegeta who wants he wanted the Dragon Balls on Earth to be immortal so he could stop Frieza, and you have Frieza wanting the Dragon Balls to be immortal so nobody can stop him.
Right.
Um, and Dodoria gives him that speech too. It explains to him that like, yeah, Frieza blew up your planet because he
That
was
was
terrified. Yeah,
that was like a huge revelation
for you, yeah,
for me
yeah.
because it was like the last thing I had had was somebody, Korin or King Kai, telling Goku,
Roshi was telling the story of the
Roshi, okay,
Saiyans. Yeah, he knows all
about
about Saiyans too. Remember?
yeah, yeah. The thing that like the thing that's been really weird because I just didn't know it. So when like Vegeta and Nappa and even Raditz show up
Reddits. Yeah.
at the on Earth, they have the white and gold armor.
Hmm.
And so then they show Zarbin and Dodoria and Frieza, right?
Zarbon, Dodoria. Yeah.
Right. They show all these guys and they're wearing the same thing. And they also show all those other people too. Like remember when he lands there,
The
like
henchmen. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Dr. Rooster or something like that, whatever. They all have the armor, and I thought, okay, like this is like Saiyan armor. But then with the
Mm,
Dodoria thing, I'm like, oh no, Vegeta
yeah.
and
This is
Goku, that's
yeah.
their race, and like the armor is just I don't know what the armor is. Is it just like
It's free. It's Frieza Force. It's his
um
armor. So even the spaceships are like the pods
yeah,
are Saiyan tech. Like the pods specifically are Saiyan tech, but like Frieza owns and rebuilds all that stuff now.
okay,
So yeah, so even Krillin says that, right? When they show up, they're like, "Oh no, these are." I thought there weren't any more Saiyans, right? Why are they wearing Saiyan armor? And it's like, well,
right.
they're not. They're all wearing Frieza armor. So
Yeah,
this is like Frieza's force.
got
This
it.
is how they all dress. They're all dressed the same, but they're all different species. So you can see that
Right.
like he takes over these planets or he buys out these planets, and then they take the strongest warriors and add them to their ranks,
Yeah,
basically.
which makes sense. Yeah.
It's cool, right? It's cool. It's a full weird alien space group that takes over planets, and
Yeah.
it's cool. Yeah, yeah.
The other really funny thing that like I think I'm just gonna have to get used to is that the apparently specifically Dragon Ball Z is written to be bad person wants something. Goku tries to defeat bad person, can't because too weak. So other people help him defeat bad guy.
Mhm, mhm. Goku gets hurt.
Goku gets hurt.
They wait for Goku to show up.
Yes.
Bad person becomes friend. New bad
Yes.
person shows up. Yeah.
Yes.
I think you got it. Yeah, I think you got the gist of it.
Because when all of a sudden they were off doing their thing in Namek, and I was like trying to follow along and trying to like piece it together because a lot of it was like filler, and then it would be like, but this really important piece of dialogue, and then it would be like, and then absolute nothing, none of this matters, and then it would be like, oh, but really, Roshi is everyone's father. It'd be like something crazy because like
Um,
that scene we were just talking about, like Dodoria is looking for Krillin and Gohan and the other little kid. Not Cargo, his name was something else, but
the little Namek guy.
yeah,
His name is oh crap,
yeah.
Dende. Dende. His name's Dende.
So
Cargo is the kid that gets blasted.
gets blasted.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's that episode is brutal. That episode
yes,
is just
it's rough. It's
it
rough.
makes the next episode where Vegeta destroys him. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, Vegeta, my man. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. And then Vegeta goes on to slaughter everybody in the next
Everybody,
minute.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, ah, why are you
But
doing this?
he's flying back like the Doria was flying back, and then he gets hit, and then Vegeta's like, "Hello, I'm here now," and he's like, "Oh," and then they talk for a little bit, and then he breaks the scouter because he doesn't care because he knows he can find people now with just his ability. He doesn't need a
Yep.
scouter.
He
And he's
learned
like,
it on
really?
Earth.
Wow, that's interesting. And then he's just like, here's what actually happened to Planet Vegeta. And I was just like, wait, okay, wait a minute. Like, what is happening here? Because you just don't expect this huge, like, background dump on everything in the middle of like two guys kind of squaring off. That really you don't think that they're not enemies. Like they're on the same team.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny.
It starts off with Vegeta killing Kui.
Yes.
So so the planet that Vegeta goes the planet that the pod goes to originally is planet Frieza.
Okay.
They mention it like once that was planet Frieza.
Yeah.
That's where the pod goes to. That's where he heals in the tank.
Yes.
Then he leaves there. He like storms past everybody in Kui, and
Yeah.
then so then you find out when he gets to Namek that Vegeta's ship lands and then Kui's ship lands not that long after because Frieza had ordered Kui to go after Vegeta and stop him basically.
Right.
And he like takes care of him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how these both Kui and Dodoria are both like, they're like really like bad guys, but then right before they like die, they're like, "Oh, I've always hated Frieza. Like I'll join you and help you defeat Frieza." It's like,
Yes. Yeah.
no, and he's just like, "No."
No.
I was
I
like,
thought it
so
I
the
thought it was
contrast,
cool with the scout thing though. Go ahead. I
yeah,
just thought it was cool that they were like, what? And then
yeah. I don't need the scout. I learned on Earth how to track energy readings. Yeah.
oh no. When Vegeta
Oh,
powers up and
all their
like
things blow up.
The Doria and Zarbon are
Saban.
like, what? They're like, they get the reading of Vegeta really high, but they
It
think
was
their
like,
thing is malfunctioning.
yeah, which is a running thing, right?
Yeah,
It was like 24,000, twenty-two
something
thousand.
crazy.
It
Yeah,
maxed out at 24,000,
something. Yeah,
which is crazy, right? Because remember on Earth, like Goku was only like 9,000. He was
yeah,
over 9,000.
right.
So now Vegeta's 22,000. Yeah, and it's funny too because like now Vegeta is like healed and he's back in battle, like getting more experience, and Goku is like in the hospital, like
Yes,
not able to train.
yeah,
So thank God for Mr. Briefs.
yeah, yes, yes,
Mr. Briefs put in that gravity like training thing in the shuttle. Like if it
yes,
wasn't for that,
yeah.
that's pretty
True.
cool.
It is cool.
I love when he shows up and he's like, "Hey, is my, I think that episode shows you like Goku's actually like smart.
Mm,
He's like, "Yeah, I told Bulma's dad like go find my spaceship that I came to Earth in as a baby." And it was this really funny thing that like we as the audience know that Piccolo blew it up not that long
yes,
ago, and
yes,
nobody else knows that. So
right.
even when Bulma's dad's like, "Yeah, I found your ship, but it was destroyed, but I was able to reverse engineer it basically." He's like, "Huh, I don't know why it was blown up. I must have destroyed it as a child when I came out of it." I was like, "No, no, Piccolo blew it up."
Yeah,
But he's like,
yeah,
"Oh goodness, you're not ready to leave in this thing." He's like, "Oh, but
right.
I have to leave." And he's like, "Oh, no, no, no. You can't leave yet. It's not ready. I
Not
haven't even
really.
put it in the cappuccino machine."
Yeah, yeah, yes.
He's like, "I don't care about cappuccino."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna want that cappuccino machine."
Yeah. All he cares about is the gravity and the
Yeah.
refrigerator being more stocked than it is.
Can you isn't that hilarious that
That
scene
was
when he opens
hilarious.
the fridge and he's like, "Oh."
I guess I'll have an appetizer then.
You're like, "Oh man, I guess why the fridge wouldn't be that size in the open. You couldn't fit another thing
You
in
couldn't do
there."
anything.
And also Goku doesn't cook. He
No,
just
he just eats it.
eats all that stuff raw. So that's pretty funny. Even the cappuccino line is funny because it's a recurring joke because even later on when Bulma calls her
Yes.
dad,
Yes.
he's like, but I'm afraid the ride home it's gonna be horrible.
Horrible.
And she's like, "Why?" He's like, "The ship's not done." There's no cappuccino machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's just funny too because you remember when King Piccolo was gonna like destroy the city they lived in. This
Oh,
is also like how like nonchalant they were.
yes.
Bulma's parents were about that. They just it's just how he is. It's just funny.
I almost wonder if he's trying to take the cappuccino machine or something in that sequence in there. Maybe not. I don't remember.
It's super funny.
It is funny.
It's super funny. I like the episode where he's like mission control and he's
Oh,
like,
yes.
"Hey, there's a thing that, something
Yeah.
happened on the ship. And Goku has to go out and fix the panel. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All that stuff is super super
Yeah,
fun. He
like literally as we get down to the last like three episodes, the
yeah.
show picks up.
So that's right. So that's what we were talking about. So the first four episodes basically where they're on fake Namek is just garbage. It's just garbage.
It's not good.
It's this whole plot filler bull crap running around getting Dragon Balls that don't exist so that these aliens can escape the planet in their ship. They
Yes.
didn't kill them immediately and take the ship because they needed to wait for the fog to clear in 4 days. So
Yes.
instead of killing them, they just
Yes.
like played along with them for four
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And then they like read their mind enough to know like what they're doing. They're going to Namek, they're looking for Dragon Balls, what the Dragon Balls look like, but they don't know that the ship needs you to speak in Namekian.
Right.
Wouldn't that not be a fact that Bulma would know in her brain that they would scan from her brain?
Right. And that
Yeah.
was the thing that happened was to me, I was like, oh, I'm because when it first was happening, I was like, okay, the fake Namekian guys, I forget whatever their names were.
No, I
Um,
couldn't tell you. Blarg blog
they
and Sklarg blog.
yeah, I was like, okay. Um, I thought when they were like, yeah, look, here's a Dragon Ball, I was like, "Sh- why do they look exactly the same?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I figured, but I was like, well, I guess they're Namekian, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. But I noticed, and maybe I'm wrong, it seems like the ones that they collect later are like huge.
On Namek, yeah, the
Yeah.
Namekian Dragon Balls are huge.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. The
thought so.
Namekian Dragon Balls are,
Like gigantic.
yeah, they're holding
Because
them under
like
their arm.
Dodoria is like holding onto it, and it's like literally like the
Yeah.
size of a person's head. And I was like, like okay.
Yeah. Yep. So the Namekian Dragon Ball, the original Namekian Dragon Balls are huge. I think Kami on Earth had the ability to make them smaller.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, there's a reason for it, but I won't tell you.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. So yeah, but it's cool. It's cool that they're
Oh
huge.
yeah, yeah.
That's my favorite episode title too, by the way, is Vegeta has a ball.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, he gets a Dragon Ball, but also he goes on this like spree of like he defeats Dodoria,
Oh
he
yes.
blows up the village. And it's like, yeah, he has the ball, all right.
Yeah.
I
He
like that. I think
certainly
that's good.
does.
That's pretty it's pretty good.
Pretty
But
good.
so his yeah, yeah. So his plan is like Vegeta his plan is that he's gonna just get one ball and hide it
Yes.
because Frieza needs the scanners to find the villages and that kind of stuff. So he's basically like, I'll hide one, they'll come looking for it, and then I'll take all of the ones that they captured already. That's his plan. But also that's Krillin and Gohan's plan too, is like take a ball and hide it. But then Gohan's worried that like they'll just basically destroy everybody on the planet looking for
Yes.
so. But their plan, I think where we leave off is that Krillin and Dende are going to the Elder,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he has the last Dragon Ball there. But also the Elder has some
Supposedly.
special ability, right?
Yeah.
So that was cool too. I don't remember that being I don't remember that being the thing. Because remember when we were doing like the King Piccolo stuff, and I was like, it's very confusing because I don't think this egg thing ever really comes up again.
Yeah.
So the the eldest Namekian guy that they're going to, he's the original Namekian. He gave
Okay.
birth to everybody on this planet in an egg. So they're all his children.
Did I miss that?
He Dende specifically says that, yes.
I must have missed it.
Yeah, Dende says when that last episode where they're talking about the elder Namekian, he says, yeah, because Bulma has the whole
Oh,
conversation about like male and female, like how do you
yeah.
procreate? Yeah,
I remember that. Okay. I must have
yeah.
something must have happened and I must have like looked
She
away or something.
she has this whole awkward conversation with Dende about like human sex, and he's like, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, no, he gave birth to us in eggs, and he's like the, original Namekian, and we're all
Ah,
his children. And I was like,
okay.
oh. Also, they don't eat. Did we learn that in the Piccolo saga? Namekians don't eat food.
I think Piccolo Jr. says it when he's getting food for Gohan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think so.
So they only drink water. They only drink water. They don't eat, and they reproduce through eggs. So they're
Beautiful.
basically like reptiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool. That was a cool callback. I was happy. I was like, oh, because I was like so confused why King Piccolo had eggs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
but his children were like they looked different than each other too. They didn't look like Namekians, so I guess you can just choose what the egg looks like.
I guess so.
That's funny. I don't know. Um yeah. Do you like when Gohan swoops in and kicks Dodoria through the building?
Oh, yep.
It's pretty good.
Yep. You Jack.
It was nice to see. It's a nice callback because remember when Raditz shows up to Kami House and he kicks Krillin through the wall?
Oh, yeah.
It's nice to see like Gohan kick Dodoria through the wall like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first.
yeah. Like he can't before he all he would do is sit and watch and be scared and now he can't, right?
Yeah. But still he waits, he has to like when his anger gets to the point that it gets to, he goes like just
Yeah.
blank.
Yep.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. I like Gohan this stretch. I like his bowl haircut. His little bowl haircut and his
Yeah.
it's cool that he wears Piccolo garb.
Yes. Yep.
I think that's cool. But yeah, so again it's like another thing where they're they're kind of just waiting for Goku to show up already.
Yep.
I think I told you that last time too, like yeah, you know how Goku's running down Snake Way while everybody's
Oh
getting
yeah.
killed by Vegeta's like that's kind of a thing. You're always you're
Yeah.
always waiting for Goku to show up, basically.
But he just keeps getting stronger and stronger.
Yep. Keeps getting stronger and stronger. I like how Chi-Chi was doing laundry on the roof of the hospital. That was pretty funny.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. That was. I do remember that.
But Chi-Chi was better this stretch too, I thought.
Oh yeah. Tremendously so.
So Chi-Chi goes up, Bulma goes down. This section here.
Yeah. Chi-Chi was way better. I guess somebody always has to be the terrible person.
Yeah, that's true. I like how Goku like sneaks out of the hospital to go train in the wilderness,
Oh yeah. Yes.
and then they have to like go find him. But then when he does like leave officially, he's like, "Oh, it'll be good to put these back on." And I was like, "You already did. You already put your you put your gi on and left the hospital once."
Yeah.
Like
That was fake. That was a fake one.
Yeah, that was his old one.
Yeah.
Did you like when yeah, was it Yajirobe that showed up? Yeah, Yajirobe
With
shows
the
up.
senzu bean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He gave him a
Oh
whole
yeah.
bag. So keep track of that bag.
He's gonna eat them all.
There's a whole bag of beans.
The other thing is, I think that's like you were talking. We were making the joke the other day about it, or the other week, but that like basically Dragon Ball handles the passage of time pretty strangely.
Hmm.
Because like when they leave, I think when Korin leaves, he's like, it's gonna be quite a while. He's like, it's gonna be months.
Mm.
And then like when you watch the episodes, it feels like they're all happening like within the same day
Yeah.
or a day
Progressively,
later.
yeah.
But then all of a sudden here's Yajirobe, and you're like, oh, okay.
It's like it's implied that like Goku is healing. He goes out, trains, headbutts that rock, and gets like hurt worse, and then is in all bandaged up again. So
Oh,
it's like a month and a
mm,
half or something, I guess. I don't know.
oh, okay. So yeah, I don't.
They just kind of do these weird little things,
Right.
and it's like they don't really explain, or
Hmm.
if they do, it's like a very like thrown away.
Yes. Yes.
Like, oh, he went out here and trained and he got hurt. Now he's going to be even longer in the hospital. It's like, okay, so that means he's in the hospital even longer.
That's funny.
I enjoy when the doc, when Yajirobe gives him the sensu bean,
Okay.
and the doctor's like, I'm not letting you give some weird thing to my patient in the hospital.
Yes. Yes.
That's
That
very
was
funny.
funny.
I don't
Okay.
think I, I don't think I told you before, but I think I had heard one time that the premise of Goku and Chi-Chi, the
Okay.
joke is that like they're both like hillbillies.
Oh.
They're both like uneducated people that lived out in the woods.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember
And
something like this. Okay.
their son Gohan is like a genius. Like that's the joke.
Oh.
So like Goku is like stupid and he enjoys fighting. Chi-Chi is like also kind of a redneck, but she's teaching her son to like be, like professional and smart. And
Sure,
like
yeah.
Gohan is like the smart one. And like that's the joke is that like they're
I could
so,
see that.
and it's like so this hospital thing is kind of like it kind of shows like that a little bit. Like he's an idiot, he keeps getting hurt. She's doing laundry up on the roof.
Right, right, right.
There's like no social etiquette. The
No.
doctor and nurses are like normal. And then this weird guy comes in from the desert and gives him like a bean and he jumps out the window. It's like it's so,
Yeah, I can see that. I can see what you mean. Yeah, okay.
yes,
It's
that's just
interesting. That's an interesting insight because
yeah.
to me it's just like it's just I don't know. It's like just craziness, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of craziness. There's a lot of craziness. I think too honestly like for the most part the kind of like slapstick crazy stuff is kind of like we're kind of past that now.
Seems like it for the most part, yeah.
The the Namek stuff is when things kind of like take a different like tone.
Yes.
Um,
I agree.
and you can kind of tell that, right? Like even like the
Yeah.
hospital stuff, Goku getting there is like funny, it's goofy.
Right, right.
But like when Frieza's crew is doing stuff and Dodoria's killing all those people for the Dragon Ball, it takes this like tonal change that like
Yeah.
everything on Namek is more serious.
Yeah.
Stakes are higher.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree.
And
Yeah.
I think it kind of stays that way for a little bit. It always will have its
Well, sure.
funny parts and
I always kind of feel like in this stretch that like Goku was always like the comic relief. Like they'd cut back to
yes.
Namek and like something terrible was happening, and then they'd go to Goku and he's something silly's happening to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing something stupid. Yeah. Yeah, because the whole thing with like Bulma's dad, it shows like how Goku is still he's still just kid Goku. He's
Right.
I gotta get to Namek now. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, what do you think of Frieza's voice acting?
It's interesting. It's
Mm,
it's a thing where when I first was watching the show, like ever,
yeah,
I always thought it was a Frieza was a girl, was a woman,
pretty sure he's voiced by a woman.
probably. But I was always just like, whatever, right? You're like, who cares? Who cares if it's a man or a woman thing? I don't, it doesn't really matter. But then as you listen to the episode, it's like he, him, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So I don't know. I think the thing that probably nobody will like that I'll say is that when he is sitting in the like the little pod thing and he's like, whoever, right?
Yeah.
He reminds me so much of Pilaf.
Oh yeah.
Just like not obviously like the dumbness of Pilaf, just the like sitting there and having his henchmen do other things and then being angry at them for not doing the things that he wants and that like
Yeah.
little like nasally voice and stuff like that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Obviously they're wildly different people, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But I know what you mean. Yeah. It is one of those things where he's like he's the bad guy in a chair. He's kind of like there's always like the main bad guy is like he needs people to like cater him
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be like menacing somehow, but it's not really. But
Yeah.
that's because like it's because like Frieza controls so many strong people
Yes.
that if Frieza has to get involved, it's like really bad.
And I think that's the thing is if if I hadn't seen stuff with Frieza
Hmm.
like even decades ago and just general like Dragon Ball Z knowledge, I honestly probably wouldn't think. I mean, I wouldn't assume that Frieza's like a weakling because everyone's listening to Frieza, but I definitely wouldn't say. I definitely at this point would not view Frieza as like almost like an ultimate problem kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen him like when he's like white and he has like the purple
Purple
head.
head, yeah,
Yeah. That's a very classic look.
yes,
So yeah, so like seeing him this little horned guy in this chair was probably I'm sure you've seen it before too, but it's like very different.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I still haven't seen my horned guy yet, and it's not Frieza. I'm waiting for him. He's gonna show up.
It might be I can't wait for it to be like one of Frieza's like forms that you don't know about.
That's probably what it's gonna be.
Uh,
Because
it's
I was like,
very
oh,
good.
and I was like, no, it's not right.
No.
It's not right. The horns
Mm.
aren't in the right position.
I was waiting for it to be the giant guy in the castle that they took the Dragon Ball from.
No, no,
And I was
no,
like, how would you have seen this? I don't even know what this is.
no, no. Yeah,
Uh, that's pretty
but I
funny.
will tell you the one thing. There was one piece. Well, there were two things in this stretch that really surprised me, and the one was that Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta. I didn't see that coming.
It's a good reasoning. Like
Yeah, oh yeah.
it's a good reason.
Just because like they had been building up to this idea and I kind of knew-ish. I kind of knew that Vegeta's like the next Piccolo to kind of be bad and then kind of turn good. I kind of know that. I obviously
Well,
don't really know that,
the
but I kind
your
of know.
problem is that like like in the future Vegeta is on Earth and he's like with the group.
Right, right,
So
right.
it's like How does this happen?
Right, but like I didn't know that the Piccolo that they've been showing and that I liked as a kid growing up was the bad Piccolo from Dragon Ball.
That's cool, right?
Like I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I thought he was just a alien dude. And I was
Does
like,
that
how
make it does that make it like cool for you too? Like the last episode we watched where it shows that they made it to
I, that that was my
we'll
second
get
thing
well
that
yeah.
really that
Yeah.
surprised me was that when the shadows show up on King Kai, I was like, why are there how did Saiyans get to King Kai? I was like, what is even happening? I was so confused.
Mhm.
And then when he's like, "Oh, some of your friends," and I was like, "Oh." But then it made me think. I get down the rabbit hole too much with it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, where's Nappa? And like, where's all that stuff?" You know what I
They're
mean?
in hell? No, I mean honestly,
I
they're,
guess, yeah. But we found out that hell is like
he
just off of Snake Way. It's not like a
well, that if you no well, if you fall off of Snake Way, you're in there.
I see.
But
So the guy at the desk
but
sends you
he
off?
had he has to give you permission to go down Snake Way for the opportunity to go to King Kai's.
I see.
And if you're Nappa and Raditz and you show up, he just says you're going down. You're going downstairs. You're not given I mean honestly that you're just not given the opportunity to go down Snake Way.
Got it.
Now, could it be argued that they're strong enough to like beat up all of the guards down there and try to get out? You probably. I really don't
I
know the
mean,
inner
Goku did,
workings.
right?
Yeah, it just because like you said, Raditz is there too.
Right.
Raditz and Nappa are both like reunited down there now, and like that's probably not good.
Right, right, yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool that they all ran down Snake Way, and
But then that also tells you that's how long it's been.
mhm. Well, they got there quicker. King Kai said.
You true, but you know what I mean. It's like it's not
He said, "Hey, yeah, they beat your time, Goku."
right.
That's because they didn't stop to eat at Princess Snake's house.
Yeah, true. Well,
That
I
was
think he
like
destroyed
eight
Princess.
weeks. Can you imagine? Can you picture them like running down Snake Way and they look up and there's just the snake is all still tangled up in the sky,
They're
and they're
like
like,
weird.
oh, "Okay." Anyway, yeah,
Yeah, and
they
it's
didn't fall
interesting too
off.
that
They didn't fall off
Kami,
the street sweeper. Oh, they that's where all the time came
yeah,
in. Yeah,
yeah. Also, like Kami is at the desk too, and he's like waiting. And it was interesting.
yeah, yeah. King, yeah.
Kami,
Kami is like just there, like helping, I guess.
I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. But it's cool. It's cool to see them all show up and Yamcha talks to Goku and
yeah.
it's like it's funny to your point from last time where they're just like, oh yeah, and Chaozu. They really kind of like redeemed that whole thing this time by being like really hamming up the fact that like Chaozu was there too and like how
Yes,
cool it was that he was
yes,
there with
yes.
them and
I was like, uh-huh, yeah. Too late. Too late.
yep, you already made me not care. And even Piccolo is like
Huh.
gives that smirk, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't gonna be the only one here. It's cool. I really enjoy it. I think that was it's really cool that like that was the last episode we watched. That was like where we
Oh,
left
true.
off on this like
Yeah.
cool note of like, oh, that's really cool that they're there and they got to
We're
talk
all
to
there.
Goku. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really
I'm
enjoy
interested
that.
to see because obviously, like more people are gonna die because that just seems to be the way things go.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if somebody who's already died dies again and like how they deal with that.
Well, Chaozu has died twice.
Has he?
Yep. He was killed by King Piccolo.
I thought he was just hurt.
No, because when they bring everybody back with the Dragon Balls when Goku is at the lookout, it's Krillin, Roche. No, it's not Krillin. Yeah. Krillin was dead from the beginning. So Krillin was dead. Roshi was killed by King Piccolo, and so was Tien and Chaozu.
Hmm.
So they bring back Roshi, Tien, and Chaozu and Krillin from Tambourine. Tambourine killed Krillin.
Okay. So
So
Chaozu has died twice.
Chaozu has died twice. But one thing I will say, these are Namekian wishes,
I see.
not Earth wishes. So maybe, right?
Okay.
Not the same dragon, different dragon.
Oh, different dragon. Okay. I mean, I
Different planet, different dragon, yeah.
because the balls are bigger. Okay.
Yeah. So different, they're different wishes,
Got it. I
different
wasn't
powers.
sure
So
because they look identical, just bigger if it was just going to be, yeah.
you you'll see. You'll see what the Namekian is like, yeah. I'm trying to find this one line here. Uh
You'll all see.
you'll all see. Oh man, where was it? Where was it? Defying orders, maybe? No. Um, it's the episode where Vegeta is fighting Dodoria, and Dodoria tells him the history of the planet Vegeta and how Frieza destroyed it.
Okay.
And Vegeta has this speech where he's gonna kill Dodoria, but he's also bent on destroying Frieza. And he says, down to he says something along the lines of not I'm not I'm not doing this for my planet or my race, but oh man, this might be it. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Here it is. So he says, not for my planet, not for my race, but because you thought you could make the prince your slave.
Oh yeah, when he's fighting Dodoria.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, that like sums up like Vegeta's character. Like he at this point he's like, I don't care about my planet, I don't care about the race, but like because you thought you could make the Prince of all Saiyans your slave, basically. He's like that you'll pay for that. Like that's why you're paying. That's why like Frieza will pay.
He will
And
pay.
he even says later on, he says, I promise that Frieza will die by a Saiyan's hand.
Yes, yes, yes.
I was like, ooh, that's good.
And it's gonna be Gohan.
Goku. Yeah. That would be funny if it was Gohan. If it's a half breed, that would make him upset.
Yeah,
Yeah, so but it's cool though, right? Because it's cool. You know, even though there are like three Saiyans alive, like
yeah,
Vegeta is still like the prince of the
yeah.
Saiyans, and he holds that he
Well, makes
cares
sense.
about his pride, Saiyan pride.
The thing that the thing that I am like specifically interested in is because I feel like they are not going to get off of Namek without some really, really bad things happening. No, okay.
Oh, they're gonna just swoop in.
I don't feel like that's true.
They're gonna say, "Hey, Eternal Dragon, give me the most comfortable pair of underwear."
I don't think that's gonna happen. I feel like however long it takes for them to be on planet Namek, right?
Yeah,
Like whenever they're off of that planet, by the end when they're done, like that section is done, it's like it's gonna be bad.
yeah, yeah. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
Not gonna be good. Nope.
Something might, specifically have to happen to like Goku for him to have a chance too. There might be something coming.
He'll wish himself to be stronger.
Kaioken times 30.
Yeah.
Speaking speaking of Kaioken times 30, it was funny too when he has to fix the shuttle. He glues
Oh,
himself to the top of the shuttle because of course, why wouldn't he? And then they're like, "Oh, that meteor knocked you off course a little bit, but that's all right. You can just correct that from inside." And he's like, I'm glued to the roof. And like, oh, like, well, that's not too bad. Unless, of course, you're headed towards the sun.
yeah, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So he uses the Kamehameha
Kyle.
wave,
Yeah.
and then it like sucks him back in. The gravitation sucks him back in, and he's like, I have to use Kaioken times 100, or I have to use a Kamehameha wave at full power.
Yes.
But like, wouldn't the sun like blow up?
Well, doesn't isn't there a line that like the announcer or Dr. Briefs or something says like he said something like by Goku doing that, not only does he get back on course, but like helps the stability of the sun or whatever. He says something. I don't remember.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm sure.
See, what I want to know is does Goku at any time do the barf laser?
I don't think he has that ability. No.
Because every time I see the Dory or anybody else do it, I'm
Yeah.
always like I get it, but it's like it's weird.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. I think you have the ability to shoot energy like Kai blasts out of like
At
anything that
anything.
you want, really.
Nice.
I mm,
Out of
I
my
don't want
eyes.
I don't want to say it, but I think maybe one time we see Goku do Kamehameha with his feet, but I could be misremembering.
Well, if his arms are broken, I would expect it to be that way.
His little monkey feet.
Yeah.
Speaking of monkey
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Wasn't
go
it in
ahead.
this? Was it in this?
Yeah, maybe. They show monkey, they show the Saiyans, yeah, but
What was the thing? I was just watching something and I thought it was this where they bring up the ship's name is Wukong.
hmm,
Remember? Come on, you know.
no,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, oh, yeah. Something the ship is called.
I don't remember. I don't remember that being said specifically, no.
Hmm. I think it's the hospital that they're at. I think it's the
Okay.
Wukong Hospital.
Oh, oh, yeah, it very well could be that. Yes, I think you're right.
I remember watching an episode and they said Wukong, and I did the Leonardo DiCaprio thing. So I don't remember though.
Yeah, it is. It's the Wukong Hospital.
Nice.
That's funny. Oh, was this in this stretch or not? Oh, this might have been the last stretch, and I just didn't mention it. There is a shot.
Okay.
There is a shot where they're showing Goku in the hospital.
Okay.
And I'll just do this quickly here. There's a shot where Goku's in the hospital, and you see this nurse pushing this patient into this room.
Oh, okay.
And is that not
Oh, papaya.
what's
What?
his
Yeah.
name? Chim Tricky.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Your favorite. But she like pushes him in, and I was like, there has never been another green fox in this show,
True.
like ever.
True.
So yeah. What was his name?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Like
His his name is Kankichi. Yeah, that's right.
Kankia. Oh.
I don't feel so good, brother. I
Um, of
don't know.
course,
I just thought
Kichi.
it was funny. I just thought that was
It'll
funny.
always be Kankichi.
Yeah, pretty funny.
There you go. Says Kankichi or his reused character design can be seen in Wukong Hospital in one episode of the
Woo!
Namek Saga.
Yes, nailed it. Nailed it.
It could be him.
That's
I
really
mean,
fun.
everything is older, like everybody is.
He's wearing like a robe instead of that green shirt, but yeah, that's pretty funny. Um, remember remember when Goku he like now has the power of like levitation, like he can levitate water out of that glass in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
I don't I don't think you ever see that again.
I'm sure you don't.
Thought that was
I,
pretty funny.
I
I really
there's so many things where it's like they have
like
not
what?
solidified that people can fly, and then they're flying with Denbei, and Krillin's like, "Hey, can you fly?" And I was like, "Can you fly? Are you
Yeah,
flying or are you jumping?"
the very least I will say about the fly, because I'm with you about the flying thing. It's like it's such a it comes and goes constantly.
Constantly.
Even this the first couple episodes we watched where they're in that ice cave and they're on that piece of ice and they fall through the chasm
Yes.
and they're just like they just free fall all the way
Yes.
down. And then when they
Yep.
leave there, they get out there and then they fly to the ship.
Yes.
It's like why didn't you
The
just
whole time. Just
if I had the
fall.
ability to fly, I wouldn't like fall
No,
into anything.
no. You'd be like, "Oh no, I'm falling, but I'm actually flying."
So yes, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's like when you're watching the Clone Wars and they're like on like top of a thing and they're fighting and they're like, "Oh, I have to surrender." It's like you're a Jedi. Just force push everybody off the cliff. Like I don't get it. But yeah. The one thing that I will say though is that they explain that like, hey, so we have to like really keep our energy signals down so they don't detect us.
Oh yeah.
So like we have to like not fly because flying produces a spike in energy, like baseline.
Yeah.
So flying would pick up on Scanner or Vegeta's
Right.
radar. I was like, okay, great. Like, thank you for explaining that. Now I'm totally with you when they're jumping around and
Yeah.
not, flying. I
Yeah.
got you. That's all you need.
I know. It's funny.
It is funny. I like when Vegeta almost finds them behind that rock too.
Oh, yes.
And he's like, oh, should have kept that scout out. And then that giant fish jumps out of the water. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. I like when Goku eats the Setsu bean and
Okay.
like bursts out of all his like all of his like his bandages. It just like shatters his bandages. It's pretty funny. What wasn't like Bulma super scared of something really stupid too in one episode and then like
Yes.
totally fine with something else that was even worse?
Yeah. Yes. It was like I don't remember what it was. It was like a bug or something. And then it's fine with something else. Yes. It was like really early on.
Yeah.
Dragon Balls.
I think she sees that giant in the window and like screams.
Sounds right.
Something really stupid though.
Watch out, Dragon Balls. Eat those Dragon Balls.
Yeah, there's a lot of stupid stuff that happens. But I really enjoy Goku like on the Capsule Corp ship, like training and eating and just preparing for Namek. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's super fun.
There, that's I wrote this down that this is the one where Vegeta was gonna like kill everybody in the village and take their Dragon Ball. And he's
Okay.
like, you can't have it, and you'll never find it. And then he
Oh.
kills him and walks inside, and he's like, oh yeah, right in plain sight. It was like it's on a
Yes.
pillow, like right in the main.
Yes.
And even like he mentions, like, yeah, of course they would put it in plain sight. They're so like, just give it up, man. Just give
Yeah.
it up. So that's also the kind of the lore that they explain too, is that like there's seven elders, so seven elder Namekians, and they each have a ball in
Yes.
their
Okay.
possession. And when you are like training to become like a warrior, your job is to go to each village and perform mental tests and physical tests, and then they give you the ball.
Okay.
So it's like you do these tests, and then they give you the ball or not. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
you collect all seven of them. That's like their custom. So
Hmm. I can see
I thought
that.
that was cool. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That's cool.
The remember when those three Namekians do show up though, like and they beat up Frieza's guys pretty good.
Yeah. 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 Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool. It was cool to see like the Namekians fight back, that they're not just all like
Well, yeah. The
peaceable.
I think it happens with the Vegeta thing, like the one Namekian standing in front of the guy. He kind of does the same thing Piccolo does with Gohan. Like
Hmm.
he steps in front of him really quick,
Yeah, in
and
front of
he
the
takes
elder.
the blast in the chest and he dies. Yeah.
Yeah. That one elder too, he jumps up in the air and he like specifically blasts all the scouters
Yes.
so they
Yeah.
don't have the scouters. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. What is he doing?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep, 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 yep. So, I think that's pretty much wraps up.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think about what do you think about the design of Namek too in general?
Like the planet.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think about it too much. What do you mean? Just
Oh,
like
I
it
like the
being like
aesthetic.
villages and stuff?
Yeah, I like the whole aesthetic of the planet.
Oh, okay.
I like that the grass is blue and the water is
Oh,
green,
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the trees are just like a stick with
Stick
the
like a
ball.
ball. Yeah.
They're
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
like Dr. Seussy. I just think it's a cool like alien planet design.
Yeah, it is honest. I did think it was kind of neat that like a lot of it is like islands with water. Like this has
Yeah.
like everywhere they go is basically like this is a little piece of land and then tons of water.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool planet, I thought. Um and what where was I going with that? Just if you if you had known or like remember what Namek looked like, you would have caught on too pretty early on that like they didn't land on Namek the first time.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I had no idea. Like I was like, okay. I
But
thought it
that
was
is
weird because, like I said, the kids like, don't forget to blah blah blah. They're
oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
if you take the shortcut, don't do
right.
this. Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then it's just like I said, they land on the planet, and Bulma's all super confident, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I don't know why she's confident, but whatever. And um, then you meet those guys, and I'm like, okay, they seem really weird, but honestly, what I thought was happening because I knew that Frieza was like a bad guy from what the kids had said. I thought they were doing like the old West movies where like the heroes show up in the town and like the town is all super strange, but it's because
Yeah.
like all the bad guys are hiding inside the houses and like waiting for these guys to leave town so they can keep robbing the place or
Yeah.
whatever. So I thought those
Yes.
guys were acting strange because like Frieza was like killing everybody and was he was trying to get these people to just go away, like send them off. But then they're like, no, we'll go look for the Dragon Balls. And I was just like, this is really weird.
Yeah.
And then when they go down the tunnel thing and they show the hieroglyphics and they show those weird crab squid people, slug guys, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
This is something.
I was like, what's happening?
Oh yeah, these are the people that lived here a long time ago. And then when they're like, "Hey, where's that other guy?" I don't know. He
Yeah,
just
exactly.
disappeared. Hmm.
Exactly.
That's weird. That's weird.
And like, is it ever named anything? I feel like it's
That
just not.
planet?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
it's just funny because it's just like, okay.
Let's see what Dragon Ball Wiki has. It's a planet that only appears in the anime. Wow, that's not a surprise.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
That's painful, dude.
Yeah.
That's painful.
So it's literally, yeah, I knew by watching it, it just was like
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. So when I tell you that like originally
oh,
I enjoy that we're watching all this because I want you to see everything that Toriyama like drew and wrote, even like for the TV, for
yeah.
filler, for like, you have to make this episodes, you have to make the season so long for TV, whatever.
Uh, that's so
But
painful.
so later on, they released Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh, you're
No,
right.
wow. No, 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 no. Dragon Ball Z Abridged is the dub guys on YouTube. Don't just forget about that.
Don't
The
forget
Dragon Ball
it.
Z Kai is they took every episode of Dragon Ball Z and they compressed all the filler out of it and cut it so that it's more faithful to the manga.
Oh, okay.
So it has no filler in it.
Huh.
And so that's why, like, for me, some of this stuff I don't remember because when I grew up watching it, I watched Kai on Cartoon Network and Toonami.
Oh,
And it literally is like Bulma and everybody leaves in Piccolo's spaceship, and the
yeah.
next episode is they land on Namek, real Namek. And like
Oh,
that's where you pick up. You
wow.
skip all the kid stuff. You skip the fake Namek stuff. I
Wow,
don't I
wow,
never remember any of that stuff.
wow,
So there's like 5 episodes right there you can just gone.
wow,
So
wow. That's
that's just
wild.
the that's just the nature of what we're doing is we're gonna see a lot of that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah. So it does not have an official name.
Well, if it's just for the show, then I'm not
It's
surprised.
they literally just call it fake Namek.
Perfect.
It's in Universe 7. That's good to know.
Oh, okay.
The inhabitants are Raidi and Sarkro. There's a T-Rex, the
Yeah.
Tridons, which are those flying things.
Beautiful.
Um, that giant snake. They don't list the giant. I guess that was an illusion.
Yeah.
And then those like crab monsters.
Yeah, okay.
Remember those
Oh yeah.
squid crab? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I had to watch it a
hmm
lot, so I know all about it.
Well, there you go. So that was all. That's all anime filler. So I hope that
Mm.
makes you happy.
Bluma.
Yeah. Yeah. So next time on
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z,
Next time.
we're gonna finish the that's here's another. You like how I go to finish it and then my brain's like,
I
hey, what
love
about
it.
this thing?
I love it.
So the whole Namek thing is
Okay.
irritating to me. The planet,
Okay.
the planet is Namek.
Yeah.
That's the name of the planet.
Yep.
The people that live there are
N-
Nameks.
Namekians.
They don't ever call them Namekians.
Okay.
In this entire stretch, they had never say Namekians. They say, "Oh, look, another Namek."
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And like, this village is full of Nameks.
Yes. Okay.
They never say Namekians. They call the planet Namek and they call them Nameks.
Hmm.
It was just annoying to me because I think later on they do. I think later on it goes to Namekians. I think that's
Hmm.
what it goes to. But it's just really annoying to me in this saga. But then again, you have a character named Vegeta. His father was King Vegeta, and the planet that he lived on, where all the Saiyans were born, was
Yes.
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
So
But they're not Vegetas. They're Saiyans.
they're Saiyans. They're all vegetables, though. You get it?
Prince vegetable, king vegetable, planet vegetable. Got
Yep.
it.
And all the Saiyans, you got carrot, radish,
Could
Nappa.
you imagine? I mean, really, when you really step back and think about it, it's pretty hilarious.
It's pretty great, right? It
To
is
be
funny.
like, this is a super, I don't know what Saiyan is in Japanese, but like
Hmm.
like this is a guy His name is Carrot. He's from Planet Vegetable. And it's like, but you have to be careful because from Planet Vegetable, Prince Vegetable is coming and he's gonna
Hmm.
kill Carrot. And you're like,
Hmm.
whoa, okay.
And the planet next door, they're a rabbit race, ruled by King Cottontail.
Yeah.
They've been at war for
Uh,
generations and generations.
just funny.
It is
Just
very funny. It is very funny too because even like the Piccolo stuff is like they're all instruments.
right, all right.
Um,
Yeah.
there's something else. Oh, Frieza's. We'll get to a Frieza's line. His
Okay.
like family line. It's all cold stuff.
Okay.
I think his dad is cooler.
Oh no. No, no. Don't do this. Don't tell me anything yet. Don't say anything.
His brother is
Don't
Igloo.
don't say anything about oh my God.
His sister's name is Ice Tray.
No, it isn't. It's not.
Yep.
It's
And then
not.
there's
Yes. Snow. It's no better than friggin' candy bar and crumpet and eclair and it's not.
those kids are my favorite still. Cream Puff,
Yeah.
Claire, Eclair, Macadamia Nut Cookie.
Donut.
She's the youngest. Donut's the oldest. Yeah.
Uh,
No, so yeah, his brother is cooler. His father is King Cold, and he's Frieza. And I think his uncle that's in a movie that we don't like isn't canon anymore. I think his name was Chill.
painful, man. It's painful. It's painful. You know what? This is where we'll sit. We'll sit on this side of the on either side of the room and we'll shake hands. Dragon Ball has terrible character names and Star Trek has terrible alien designs, and that'll
Thank
be
that's well, that's fine. I can live with that. I can live with that. That's
uh
fine. Yeah, that's fine. You know why that's fine is because even with the bad names, like already in this section, we've seen that like Frieza's henchmen are from a wide range of like different
yes.
drawn alien entities, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so, so Toriyama got it, and
No, Roddenberry,
Roddenberry
not so much.
never understood what aliens are.
He
So,
can call them cool names, he just doesn't know how to draw them. Toriyama's like, listen, these are gonna look awesome, but his name's gonna be Cabbage. And you're like, got it, buddy. You're like, this alien though, Roddenberry, he's got like a circle on his forehead. Oh my God.
yeah, you don't want to know what their practices are. Let me tell you, so foreign. Oh boy. All
They
right.
take
So
children.
they use children as power sources. Like, hey, if we
Uh
don't sacrifice a kid every 6 weeks,
yeah,
this
right.
planet will implode. And Starfleet's like, but what about that planet can sustain life over there? Like, no. And not kill a child. Uh,
Well, the real reality is it's that Starfleet's like, well, yeah, that's messed up, but that Prime Directive doesn't let us do anything about it. We'll
hey,
see you later.
hey, that's their culture, and we should abide by it. Okay.
Yeah, right. Uh,
That's pretty good. Great. All right. So next time on Dragon Ball Z, we're gonna watch. We're finishing the Namek Saga second part.
yep,
We're doing episode 52 to 67.
yep.
Yep. So there you go.
We're gonna watch them
Um,
all.
I think we're ahead of schedule too, if I'm looking at this list right.
Yeah, because we doubled up on in
Oh
like
yeah.
December or whatever. Yeah,
Wow, go us.
yep.
Because
You
you
were
the
like,
because
you were like, we're not just gonna watch 6 episodes and then move on. You were like, we're doing
yeah, it
25
was just too
episodes.
it was too weird. Yeah, it was too weird. It was too weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
Benefited. Because I was looking at your list and I was like, it's not next month is April? Wow,
No,
that's nice. Oh no.
No, it's not.
2 more months of winter.
6 more months of winter.
Groundhog
He's
hasn't
dead
seen
to
his
me.
shadow. Yeah, cool. All right, everybody. We'll catch you next month when we dig into we finish the Namek Saga, and I think we're gonna meet some couple new
Probably.
flamboyant characters. So
I
we'll see you.
see.
Yeah, we'll see you then. Yeah, the Ginyu Force is fun, but they're interesting. He'll. It was. I just was telling you like, oh yeah, we get way serious after this, and then I was just like, oh yeah, the Ginyu Force. Never mind. Never mind. All right, we'll see you next time.
Can't wait.
かけてくるよアップルのモンスター飛んでくるよ夏の香りエイリアン出会ってドキドキピカピカ銀河はポットンシャワー肝にバイバイバイ不思議いっぱい力を込めておかわり OK ライライライミラクル全開パワー晴れ理由でスキートーン山ほど高さに水平線出会って別れて出会って別れて大変ああもう神様も辛いよねごめん満腹全開